Would you believe that this started out like this? Stay tuned to the video and find out how I took resin scraps, yes, resin scraps, and made this beautiful coastal Christmas tree. I've been collecting resin drips for quite a while, as you can see, and I've been collecting them in this enamelware tub. Collect enamelware. This is enamelware from probably the 1920s. I don't know. And it's time to do something with it. So I did an experiment a while back. I'll link to the video below. But I want to separate out some aqua resin drips. And these are just the drips that I pull out of my, out of these silicone cups after I'm done doing a project. So I want to use these aqua. I've been using a lot of aqua lately. And there's some, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a resin drip or if that's a paint drip. I think that's paint. I'm just going to toss that. So I'm looking specifically for these aqua bits. This was a failed experiment. I had a flash cure and it was awful. But I could probably use that for something else. At some point, I want to sort all of these into different colors, but that's for another day. That's a lot of work. But at some point, I do need to do it. I think that's enough for right now. Let me see what I have. Let me set this aside. I'm going to toying with the idea of maybe another piece. How pretty some of these are. I was thinking about doing a little bit of a collage instead of grinding it up. I have my old coffee grinder that I've cleaned, and I can grind it up and make like chunky glitter. It is also thinking about just laying these pieces out and just doing a collage. My goal here with the big pieces is just to kind of make the shape of the tree and kind of place the bigger pieces as the base for the larger tree. It's just the base. Once I get the base down with the bigger pieces, what I'm trying to do is just sort of decide on a color pattern, and I want to stick with the lighter aqua and just kind of make it really solid and uniform. All right, so I'm just going to let this sit. I need to let the Mod Podge dry, and then I can come back and just sort of add pieces to it. And then I am going to pour resin on it. But then I'm going to finish up with some little frilly pieces. So let's let this dry. I'm going to take a break. Okay. I think I'm going to have to do this one in stages. I've mixed up 40 milliliters of a Let's resin. It's a thinner resin, and I don't know if I need to let it sit for a little bit and then put my pieces down, but I'm thinking that I might need to put some resin down on the very bottom pieces. I did not do that. I didn't think about that. So I think I just need to go ahead and take these top pieces off and just kind of start over. Not really start over, but I just need to get the base pieces down, and then I can start building. So I'm just using the resin as the glue for putting down these big pieces, and these big pieces are the base of the tree. So this is the whole background, kind of like the backbone of the tree. And then once the big pieces are layered in, I'm just adding the smaller pieces or the medium pieces. So big, medium, and then going back over the top with smaller pieces. So you're just building layers. And a lot of these pieces I am taking and putting a little bit of resin on the backside just to kind of build the layering, and I guess you're kind of building the bulk of the tree. Now I am drizzling on a lot of the resin in between the different layers, and as I'm adding pieces, I may drizzle the resin on top, but I want it to be really, really secure. And I think I'm using probably about 40 milliliters of resin. Make sure to get everything out of the cup. You don't want to waste any little bit. All right. I'll let that sit now and cure. It's going to definitely be overnight. This has been sitting overnight, and I don't know if it just needs something else, maybe. I was thinking about adding these little glass beads. These are vase fillers, and I have a ton of them. I think that would just add a little, just a little bit of finish. And make it look more like a Christmas tree. That makes sense. Not very many. I just want to add a few. So these are like little, this would be like just adding ornaments. Just use E6000 for this. Oh, I swear this thing is always getting boogered up. Here we go. I'm just putting a very thin piece of the U6000 on the back of each one of these little glass beads, and then just kind of smooshing it down on top of the resin, but not smooshing too hard because I don't want to crack the resin, which is still kind of fragile at this point. I found this rock on the beach this morning, and I think it'll be perfect. Perfect. Right there. You see that? You see it? Yeah. Oh, my shirt matches the tree. Okay. Other than putting a hanger on the back, this one is done. So let me know what you think in the comments. It's a great way to reuse resin. I did like making the resin confetti though, or the resin glitter. I don't know what you want to call it, resin confetti. But I don't know, I like the chunky stuff too. So save those drips and save your cup peels. This is so satisfying. That's why I like to use these silicone cups, because you can just peel it right out. I can get a lot of uses out of one cup. It just peels right out. So keeping this too. Bye everyone.